Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jack and today we are going to be kind of reviewing, it's going to be quite a quick video because it's already 10 to 3 and I should have probably done this earlier, but I've been lazing around basically. We're going to go through Fastlane, which happened yesterday, WWE Fastlane. It was a decent enough pay-per-view, I think. The start of the night was just trash in my opinion, except for one thing. The middle was fantastic, except for one thing, and the ending was, a little bit of fun, but we'll get on to that with Fastlane, and I'll be reviewing a little bit. Like, I'll tell you the results. I won't go too much into detail because go and watch it if you want to watch it. I like to review Raw and SmackDown because they're on TV, etc. and etc. WWE Fastlane, how did it stack up against all the other pay-per-views this year? We obviously had the pre-show beforehand, and that had the New Day beating Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. It was an alright match. I can't even remember if I rated this match. We have to have a look. I rated it 2.5 star. It was slap bang in the middle. Average. Cool. Next up, the first match on the show, because originally, there was supposed to be a Ray versus Andrade on the pre-show, but they scrapped that and had a Fatal 4-Way instead. The Fatal 4-Way from SmackDown for the US title for Smurjo, R-Truth, Ray and Andrade. So that was quite cool. That happened later on in the night. But we kicked off the night with the Usos versus Shane McMahon and The Miz. And obviously, the Usos retained, thankfully. But one of the lads turned heel, as expected. And it was Shane McMahon. Good. They turned the right person heel. It makes more sense for Shane McMahon to be heel than The Miz. The Miz can turn heel at some other point down the line. But this sets up their WrestleMania match, I guess. And Miz will probably win. Hopefully, anyway. But Shane McMahon is the best in the world. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the Usos retained their SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. Shane McMahon grabbed Mr. Miz's face and everything. Proper heel turn. But yeah, Usos retained. Thank God. I forgot to say, I rated that match 3 stars. Just above average. Was alright. The ending was the right thing to do. Turn Shane heel and not Miz. So good. Next up, we had Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. And I haven't laughed at an ending to the match in quite a while. The ending of the match was Sonya Deville put up the apron to get a kendo stick out, but left the apron in the ring, kind of thing. Asuka threw Mandy Rose into the ropes. She slipped over the ropes. And then Asuka kicked her in the face. Asuka retained. It was watching it live on the Discord with Chris and Matt. I could not stop laughing. I rated this match 2 star. That was generous. Mandy Rose out-wrestled Asuka at times, and it was just like, no. But yeah, Asuka retains the SmackDown Live Women's Championship 2 star. After that was an impromptu match, a match that wasn't planned for the card. Kofi Kingston got called into Vince McMahon's office, and he said, yeah, we're going to make the WWE Championship a triple threat match. It's going to happen. But your match, he said, we're going to make the WWE Championship a triple threat, and your match is happening right now, I think is what he said word for word. I can't remember. It was last night. And so Kofi was like, yeah, great. He goes out there. It's not the triple threat that he was thinking. And then we were like, is he still in the triple threat? But here, he was in a match with The Bar, a handicap match. And it was just completely squashed Kofi Day. It made The Bar look really strong, I guess. But we know how good The Bar is. They don't have to beat up Kofi Kingston. If it was Sanity, that would have been really cool. But it was The Bar. They got some TV time, or pay-per-view time. Fair play to them. The Bar defeated Kofi Kingston by both men standing on his chest with one foot, not both feet. They'll kill the man. 1.5 star I gave this match. Wasn't needed. It was just especially what happened later on in the night. This match didn't help things whatsoever. 1.5 star. The Bar defeated Kofi Kingston. This is where we start getting into the good matches, the matches that I've actually enjoyed, and it started picking up some pace, which was great. The first match, the Revival defeating Ricochet and Aleister Black and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for the Raw Tag Team Championships to retain those titles. Very good match. Very good match. There was one point Ricochet tried to kill himself with the Hurricane Rana off the top rope onto the outside, and it looked like he nearly snapped his neck on the apron. But he was okay, thankfully. Every team got their moment in the match, if you will, and the ending of the match saw Chad Gable get picked up for the Shatter Machine from the Revival, and they retained the titles, which is the right decision to do. It was a really good match. It kind of makes the Revival look stronger. Obviously, they've been losing to the NXT talents all month, pretty much. And after the match, the Revival jogged on, I think, did they? Oh no, the Revival stayed in the ring, but Bobby Roode attacked them, and then Aleister Black and Ricochet wiped out everyone. Black Mass from Aleister Black. Ricochet did a 630, and NXT guys looked strong coming out of it, even though they lost. They didn't get pins, but they lost their first loss on the main roster, but they come out looking exceptionally strong. So right decisions all round, if you will. Revival retained the Raw Tag Team Championships. Once again, I forgot to rate that match. 3.25 stars. I did it. And another 3.25 stars match came up. I didn't know whether this was better or it definitely wasn't worse, but I rated these two the same matches because I enjoyed myself thoroughly throughout both matches. Next up, we had what I said earlier, the US Championship match between Samoa Joe, R-Truth, Andrade, and Rey Mysterio. And once again, Rey and Andrade can go, we know that. That's why we were excited for a match, even though it was on the pre-show, we were excited for a match. So there you went. R-Truth, we know, we kind of sleep on R-Truth a little bit. He's still very, very good for his age. What is he, 46? Sorry if you're younger than that, R-Truth. Do apologise. But he's not a spring chicken anymore. And Samoa Joe, who is just fantastic, as we all know. And it was Samoa Joe that retained here by choking out Rey Mysterio, I believe, which was... I wasn't expecting. I thought R-Truth was going to take the pin after Andrade took the pin on SmackDown. But R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, he didn't tap out, he passed out, he got choked out by Samoa Joe, so cool. He passed out proper quick, which, kind of smashes home the point, if you will, that, Samoa Joe is twice the size of Rey. Rey shouldn't be standing a chance when kind of on the mat with Samoa Joe, if you will. So yeah, Samoa Joe still US champion. The right decision. Once again, Samoa Joe looks very, very strong. It looks like we're getting an angle between Zelina Vega and Carmella as well, going into WrestleMania. Don't know if I want that. I don't know. Carmella's improved a lot. Zelina Vega hasn't wrestled too much. I know she wrestled before WWE and NXT, but she hasn't wrestled too much in the WWE brand. I don't know if that matchup would be particularly well, but we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully, I'm proven wrong, if you will. Samoa Joe, US champion still, 3.5 star rating. We then had the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The Boss and Hug Connection, Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Nia Jax and Tamina. I've rated this match 2.75 stars because of what happened afterwards, which was decent, I thought. It wasn't good, it was decent. Like, I was intrigued by it. Didn't know if I enjoyed it, I was intrigued by it. Sasha Banks and Bayley retained their tag team championships. Nia Jax didn't put herself in glory in this match. She looked... Basically, she drops Bayley trying to go for a Samoan drop. She dropped Bayley, and it just looked awkward. You could hear laughs from the crowd, and it was just like, you're not really going to recover from that, are you, Nia? And yeah, Nia Jax got rolled up by Bayley, I believe, for the end of the match. Not Tamina getting pinned. Bayley defeating Nia Jax. So fair enough. They retain the Women's Tag Team Championships. But after the match, the heels demolished the faces to get their heat back. And then Beth Phoenix, who's the special guest commentator for the match, she kind of jumped in and started arguing with Tamina. And then she hit Tamina. And it was just like, okay, Beth, what are you doing? And then Nia Jax completely wiped her out. She looked like she hit the floor proper hard. And then they put Beth Phoenix in the ring and they were just destroying her. Absolutely wrecking Beth Phoenix before former tag team partner or at least best friends. I don't think I watched during that time when they were kind of together, if you will. Natalya came out to try and make the save, but she got her ass beat quite quickly. So yeah, it looks like we might be getting Beth Phoenix wrestling at WrestleMania, maybe? I wouldn't mind that because she's really, really good. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Beth Phoenix seems to have inserted herself in this thing. Are we going to get like a multi-women tag match at WrestleMania with Bayley and Sasha, Nia Jax and Tamina, Beth and Natalya and Iconics? Something like that would be quite a good match. Make it a ladder match as well. Just, make it cool. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Sasha Banks and Bayley are still your women's tag team champions. Next up, we had the WWE. I was going to say women's again. The WWE Championship match, and it wasn't a singles match. It was a triple threat match, and we were like, "Is Kofi into the match?" Because I was thinking that would be a really dumb idea. You don't, because that triple threat is what should be happening at WrestleMania. Don't put it on Fastlane. But Kevin Owens came out, Daniel Bryan came out, and then the mystery third man came out. And it was Mustafa Ali, which I enjoyed because I love Mustafa Ali. The crowd tried their best to hijack the show. This match was the match of the night. It was an incredible match. Each men looked fantastic. There was a stunner from Kevin Owens to Mustafa Ali, which Daniel Bryan broke up, so no one's kicked out of the stunner, which is good to see. A lovely pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens. Mustafa Ali Spanish flies off the top rope. Tried a 054 and missed it because Kevin Owens rolled out the way. And then Daniel Bryan. It was just, go ahead and watch it, I would say. It was a fantastic matchup between the three. But the fans just wanted to chant Kofi, which, Kofi's, I was going to say the hottest thing in WWE right now, but after what happens with the bar, I'm not too sure. But the crowd should have just watched this match because there was like Kofi chants at the start, and then they were like kind of getting into the match, and then part of the crowds just started chanting Kofi again near the end, and it was just like, this match has been really good. Can you like enjoy yourselves, not just chant Kofi? Like, it's just a little bit of too much of everything makes it sour in my head. And Kofi had his match. It was shit. But wait until SmackDown to see what happens. Give Mustafa Ali his moment, which you could argue Kofi Kingston is in Mustafa Ali's spot because Mustafa Ali got injured, but I'm not going to get into that today. But yeah, Daniel Bryan retains as expected against Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali, pinning Mustafa Ali because expected as well. Like I said on Twitter, I was buzzing that Mustafa Ali was in a WWE Championship match. And then I remembered he's only there to take the pin because Kevin Owens has only just come back. You don't really want to have him lose straight away. But yeah, Daniel Bryan's retained the WWE Championship. Great result. Great matchup. 3 3/4 stars. Match of the night for me. Excellent. Next up, we had Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Not the main event. Shields versus the other three was the main event, which was, I wouldn't say it's surprising, but it's interesting. I would have definitely put Becky Charlotte as the main event, but I can see why they didn't do that now, because the ending was a bit iffy in my head. Obviously, Becky's knee's still not all there. She came out of the crutch and then threw the crutch away, and Charlotte was just mocking her, basically, all match, and, going, obviously targeting the leg and whatnot. And Becky was getting a bit of fire behind us, like looking like she might come out on top, and then Charlotte Flair locked in the figure 4 leg lock, goes with that figure 8 leg lock, but before she could, as expected, once again, Ronda Rousey came out. Now, I was thinking, yeah, Ronda Rousey come out and just wrecked them both, just completely destroyed them both. She came out and she punched Becky in the chest area or in the stomach or something like that. And then just stood there. Just stood there. And the ref, Charles Robinson, was like, what was that for? Alright, disqualification. It was just like, well, that's a bit shit, isn't it? Just, right, this Ronda Rousey, just destroy them both. Make sure you hit Becky first if you want Becky to win the match. Destroy them both. But yeah, Becky Lynch wins by disqualification, so it is a triple threat at WrestleMania. It was just a little bit... I gave this match 3 stars, because it was quite a fun match of Charlotte mocking Becky, but it could have been a lot more. The ending could have been a lot more, but that's just me being fickle, I guess. 3-star match, Becky is going to WrestleMania. And last but not least, The Shield versus Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and the other one, Baron Corbin. This is a really fun match. It was a bit chaotic, like a standard Shield match is. Tables were broken. They fought into the crowd. Seth Rollins did that stage dive off the stairs or something, like he's done before against... Was it against Evolution he did it? I can't remember. A few years back, he did that. That looked cool. It was just a chaotic mess, and it was fun to watch, I guess you can say. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I gave this match 3.5 stars. I don't know, it wasn't better in terms of wrestling than the Raw and the US title pictures, but I had a lot more fun enjoying this match. And it did end up with Drew McIntyre Shield bomb through the table, and then all the Shield flocked, I guess you could say, hounded around Baron Corbin, who was in the ring, and just destroyed him. Absolutely destroyed him. Bobby Lashley got a curb stomp onto the announce table, which was quite cool. The announce table didn't break either, so that's quite cool. So that's where he was. He was out of it. Drew McIntyre was out of it. And then they all did, I think, Roman did a Superman punch, Seth did a super kick, and then Dean did a dirty deeds to Baron Corbin, and then got him up. Shield powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. The Shield win, which was, as again, expected. It was a good fun match. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and the right result happened. They were saying a lot about Dean leaving, like mentioning it every other sentence. Dean's going to leave. Dean's going to leave. This is the last time we're going to see the Shield. So I'm still convinced it's a work. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, 3.5 stars at the Shield to pick up a victory against the heel 3. That was WWE Fastlane then. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 3 stars. Like I said, there was just a bit iffy decisions. There was a match I enjoyed, but the majority of the matches I was a bit like, what's happened here then? But yeah, 3-star. It does make it the worst pay-per-view of the year so far, but I just don't think it compared to Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, and it shouldn't really, because it's Fastlane. So 3 stars. Cool. It was, like I said, after the Bar Kofi situation, it was quite enjoyable, other than the women's tag team matches, which was a bit drab, and the ending to the Becky Charlotte match. But the match itself was alright. It was alright. WWE Fastlane, 3 stars. If you did like that, please leave a like in the video. It means a hell of a lot. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new or you haven't done so already. We've got a website now, www.badbookers.com. We've got a Patreon now. Go over www.patreon.com/badbookers. All links are in the description. We've already got our first 2 patrons, which is fantastic. Absolutely buzzing by that. And there won't be any hidden content on the Patreon as well. Every bit of our content would be free. It's just whether or not you want to donate, which is up to you, isn't it? There'll be no hidden content, no special tiers where you get, I don't know, like a free mug if you donate 50 quid or something like that. Nothing like that. Just if you want to donate, throw some spare change at us. That'd be fantastic. It will go a long way, because cover the costs of the website, the giveaways we're doing now. It could go towards that. Anything you want, which it'll be all grand. It will all grand. Everything will be pumped back into the podcast, not into our own pockets, if you will. Not until we've got everything for the podcast, I guess. Until then, everything is going to go into improving the podcast. So thank you very much for that. Go check out our Patreon if you will. We've got a Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter, obviously. We're growing, we're expanding. Check out the website as well. It's fun. It's fun. And it kind of felt like a good milestone for us to have a website. And I shall see you again for Monday Night Raw, which will be going up straight after Raw, because I'll be working, if you will. I'll be watching Raw at work, and I'll be having my break after Raw so I can do the review. Simple as that. Like I said, like, subscribe, check out Patreon, website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And thank you very much for watching.